Hi, welcome to your Superman news video for the week March 27th to April 2nd, 2015. Our top news stories this week include: the first teaser for Batman v Superman will be attached to the new Mad Max movie, Henry Cavill reveals an interesting spoiler for Batman v Superman, and Supergirl wraps filming on the pilot episode. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, according to Collider.com and confirmed via Variety.com, the teaser trailer for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice will be attached to the Mad Max Fury Road film, which will be released to theatres on May 15th. There's also some speculation that we could see something a little earlier, possibly at WonderCon Anaheim this weekend, so stay tuned. Henry Cavill appeared at this week's Jamison Empire Awards at London's Grosvenor House Ballroom, where he was tasked with the job of presenting the Best Director award, which went to Christopher Nolan for Interstellar. During an interview, Henry Cavill spoke briefly about his upcoming films, including this brief snippet about Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice.
And just in terms of, I know you can't say anything about it, but just how big of a smackdown do you put on Batman in this one? Just how badly do you hurt him?
Unfortunately, I really can't say anything about that. I wish
Is
I
there
could.
at least
Believe
a
me, I
firm
wish I
handshake?
could. There is a firm handshake at some stage, yes.
See, I get the best scoops.
Yeah, you do.
Firm handshake, Batman v Superman. Amazing. Henry,
Thank you very much.
enjoy your night. Take care.
Be good.
Fashionista.com published an article on how superhero costumes are made, in which they interview both Man of Steel and Batman v Superman costume designer Michael Wilkinson and Supergirl costume designer Colleen Atwood. The millennial Man of Steel Superman, which was initially designed by James Acheson, is nothing short of a wonder of engineering, according to Wilkinson. He said, "It's all about building up layers and creating depth. It felt like some alien metal, something very strong and powerful." In TV news, director Glenn Winter has confirmed that filming on the pilot episode of the upcoming Supergirl TV series has wrapped. Looks like the final day of production ended at 5:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. Work on the pilot episode now goes into post-production, with special effects and editing ahead of its debut on CBS sometime in September. CBS will likely confirm the date and possibly show some footage from the pilot episode of Supergirl when they present their fall programming at the Upfronts on Monday, May 13th. As I mentioned earlier, Fashionista.com published an article on how superhero costumes are made. Three-time Oscar winner Colleen Atwood, who designed the Flash, Arrow and the newly debuted Supergirl costumes, said, "With the superheroes I've been doing, the idea is to give them some street cred while paying homage to their roots. In Supergirl, I really liked the real person side of her character and wanted that to play in costume." In comic book news, Convergence, the massive 2-month event taking over the DC Universe this month and next, began this week with the release of Issue 0. DC All Access had a chat with head writer Jeff King to find out more about how far back Convergence was planned and why the many deaths of Superman over 75 years are so important to the story.
Cosmos. The Zero issue is really about the battle of wills between Brainiac and Superman.
Oh, the classic.
The classic. But we introduced the villain Telos in that issue, and we set the stage for what's about to happen next. And what's about to happen next ties into the events of World's End and Future's End. And
DC Comics gave the Superman homepage exclusive access to 2 character pages from Convergence Action Comics #1, which contain art and give a brief historical synopsis of Kara Zor-El, aka Power Girl. Convergence Action Comics #1, written by Justin Gray, will go on sale April 29th. Check out 2 preview pages at our website now. Superman comics available this week from April 1st include Batman Superman Annual #2, Convergence #0, which is available in a Tony S. Daniel variant cover, a digital combo pack, a Patrick Zircher variant cover, and an Adam Hughes variant cover. Earth 2 World's End #26, the final issue of this title, is also available in a variant cover. New 52 Future's End #48, the final issue of this title, which is also available in a variant cover. Superman Wonder Woman #17, which is available in a movie poster variant cover, and a digital combo pack. Teen Titans Annual #1, and DC Comics 0-year trade paperback. Proudly wear your Superman buttons. They sure look smart when they're pinned on your jacket, dress or cap. Grab this 5-piece Superman button set for just $9.99. Or how about this 1.5-inch Superman button pin, now just $1.99. These and other great Superman buttons are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman and a host of other pop culture characters are the focus of a mosaic art exhibition by Jason Dassault on display now in New York's Hall Guggenheim Gallery. Deconstructive Constructive is on view now until April 8th. For more information about the artist, visit jasondassault.com. DC Comics fans in Singapore can once again travel to school or work using their Justice League-themed EZ Link card, featuring characters including Superman, Batman and Supergirl. These EZ Link cards are available to those whose cards are expiring before December 31st. You can get more information about this at easylink.com.sg. The Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz has been updated for another month. The 3 questions we're asking you this time around are: what is the name of the actress who is playing Supergirl in the upcoming CBS TV series? In the 1984 Supergirl film, what was the name of the character played by Peter O'Toole? And in the Supergirl comic books written by Peter David, Supergirl was said to be what type of angel? If you think you know the answers to all 3 questions, come by the site now to submit your entry. Lastly, we called out a few people once again this year with our 3 April Fool's Day prank news items. If you missed out on them, you can see the Supergirl TV show, Jimmy and Lois Love Story, and the crashed spaceship fake news stories at our website dated April 1st. That's all the news there was for the week March 27th to April 2nd. I'd like to wish everyone a happy Easter for this weekend. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone and welcome to a maddening episode, a furious episode, an anger-filled, dirt-dusty road, apocalyptic-filled episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V, and I'm mad that you're watching. So, the first trailer for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice has been announced by somebody, I guess Collider.com, has said that they claim to have first-hand knowledge that it will run with Mad Max Fury Road, which opens on May 15th. Now, we have heard movie after movie, Jupiter Ascending it was going to be with, another movie it was going to be with, it was going to be back with The Hobbit in December or November, whenever that came out, and none of these have come to fruition. I haven't heard anything from any source that actually has any credibility in terms of being connected to the project. Now, Collider's a pretty big site. It's possible that they have really first-hand information and that they know for certain. I always wonder why the source doesn't come out and say it, and by that I mean Zack Snyder, a producer, Warner Brothers, the people behind Mad Max. I don't understand if that is the case, and if that is what's going to happen. Why we don't hear from them, why it isn't really news, why we don't know it, why it's a rumor, why it's on some site somewhere that sometimes we've heard of, or sometimes we trust, or sometimes we don't. I mean, I don't know that much about many of these sites, but to have them come out and say that's what it's going to be, and not have it confirmed by anybody, and not have anybody from the movie say it, I'm still a little dubious. Also, since we haven't heard anything about it actually being filmed, or cut, or readied, or anything like that, it does seem odd. Further, and this may be the first time I've ever been wrong, I think that Mad Max is going to flop. I don't picture it being big. I don't really hear a lot of hype about it. I don't know that anybody that's excited about it. It's not Mel Gibson, and a lot of people are probably happy that it's not at this point, as he's gone through some trials and tribulations, and he's a little older at this point. It's been a long time since he played Mad Max. But a lot of people talk about, do we need all these reboots? Do we need another Terminator film? Do we need another Mad Max film? Do we need to keep seeing these same characters over and over? But the same thing could be said for Spider-Man. It could be said for Batman. It could be said for Superman. We keep having reboots. We keep having new movies. It keeps going because there are new people who haven't seen those movies. There are people who are my age and younger. There are people who are younger than that. You know, there are people that, my age and younger than that would make them like, I guess nothing, like a zero age, like negative age, who never saw the Mad Max movies and maybe won't watch them because of Mel Gibson, or because they were too young to care about Mel Gibson, whether or not he was embattled. And those movies were made in the 70s or maybe early 80s, and they don't necessarily measure up to today's filming capability. A lot of people won't watch black and white because it's black and white, and because they just can't imagine it, and they just think it's not going to be good, and it looks old or whatever. So maybe you have new audience members that will see a movie like that. And again, maybe I'll be wrong and Mad Max will be gangbusters. If it is, that's the movie that you do want to be with because that's going to get the most eyes on your trailer. Now, here's my problem with any movie that you choose. I'm not going to see Mad Max, most likely, unless I really start seeing trailers or something that really interests me. And I know there are trailers available, and I'm just so uninterested that I haven't watched them online or anything. But with the Batman v Superman trailer, we can watch it online, either the day before or minutes after it's released in theater. Listen, I'm telling you a secret now. You can watch it on your own computer. You don't have to go to the movies to see it. And it's not piracy, because it's free and available. In other words, the movie and the producers and the people who make these movies want to get as many eyes as they possibly can, so they release it online either before or right after or at the same exact time. So no one has to rush out. This is the thing that I kind of hate about being in the media age, the age where everybody can carry around phones that have movies on them and commercials on them and television shows and anything they want, because you no longer have to oh my gosh, it's 9 o'clock, Walking Dead's coming on, I got to rush home and see it. Oh my gosh, the trailer's going to be playing with a movie I hate, but I got to go see it. There used to be times where I would purposely wait around for the next movie to start so that I could see the trailer again, with Star Wars or whatever. We're not in that time anymore. Nobody has to do that. It's not desperate anymore. And you can watch it on your TV with full sound. So we're not even in a time where the movie theater is necessarily better. I mean, I guess the sound in general for a movie, if you really want to see a movie that has really big, impactful sound, you need to see in a movie theater. But in general, you can own anything you want at home now for a pretty affordable price to watch a movie, especially if you're only going to the movie to see the trailer. And most times, as with the Man of Steel trailer, it was released before it was actually out with the big movie it was supposed to be out with. And I think that's going to happen again here. And nobody has to be forced to sit through Mad Max in order to see it, which is unfortunate for a number of reasons. Obviously, the people with Mad Max want to get as many people in the seats as they can. And if they get fans of superheroes in there because the Superman Batman movie is coming out and it's going to run with Mad Max, and that helps them. But as dumb as that sounds, and maybe to the people watching this show, that doesn't sound that dumb, but anybody who happens to wander in and stumble through this entire video to get to the point where I'm saying now, to people who are not superhero fans, to people who are not rabid Superman fans, it might sound a little silly to pay $15, $10, $7 if you get a matinee, or maybe $5.50 if you sneak in as a senior. I'm not advocating doing that, and I would never do such a thing. But you can do that. It can be done. They don't even check most of the time on the ticket. It might sound a little silly that you would pay that money to go see a movie you don't even want to see just because there's a 30-second or 90-second trailer running that is a movie you're interested in that doesn't come out for less than a year. But, we're less than a year now. So it is a little odd. And a lot of times, big movies that are coming in a year have had a trailer by now. So I do understand that it seems a little odd we haven't gotten one yet. The speculation is that by May 15th, Avengers Age of Ultron, the biggest superhero event of the last couple of years, is going to be having been out in theaters 2 weeks by that time. So the speculation is the hype for that movie and everybody talking about that movie and all the social media attached to that movie will be starting to die down. And so when you release this trailer of Dawn of Justice, now you'll have everybody talking about Dawn of Justice and not as excited about Age of Ultron, because everybody who was excited will have already seen it. Not that Age of Ultron is going to go anywhere after 2 weeks. It's probably going to be around till August, maybe June or July. But it'll have had its time to be really at the top of the trending lists, and trending is what we're all about these days. So, exciting that there could be a trailer being released with Mad Max Fury Road on May 15th, but we've heard this before. So we'll see, and I haven't heard from anybody that knows for certain. We'll find out, and it'll be exciting when we hear it. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky. Simply the best. You're better than all the rest. I don't know if that's from Mad Max. I know it's Tina Turner.